Welcome to PPFM's Storytime, a proper prepper FM production. Our selective short and long stories are here to enlighten your evenings or darken your mood. We do our best to fulfil both for you. So crack that tin or pour that brew. There's nothing left for you to do. Listen in and crack a smile and stay with us for a short while.
Chapter 4. Lure and Burn. Right, day 2. Didn't die in my sleep, that's a win. Woke up spooning the machete and apologizing to it like I'd come home drunk. Not sure what that says about me, or Susan. Toilet still flushes, kettle still boils, bin Jesus still alive. He greeted the morning by shouting, "Let there be bacon!" and then belched the alphabet into a tin can. Truly inspiring. Today's task, defend the perimeter, properly. Because last night I swear I heard something scratch at the letterbox. Not knock, scratch. Like a rat trying to do Morse code. Could have been the wind, could have been Colin, could have been that damn cat. Either way, not acceptable. So here's the plan. Lure and burn. That's what I'm calling it. Tactical, like a military op, but with fewer soldiers and more kitchen foil. Step 1. The bait. I cracked open the worst smelling tin I had. Smelled like fermented pigeon in gravy, probably tuna, or squirrel, doesn't matter. I dumped it on a metal tray from the oven and set it in the garden, just beyond the back gate. Step 2. Noise. Duct taped a Bluetooth speaker to the fence, playing a loop of heavy breathing and chicken noises. Don't ask. Found it on a survivalist forum years ago. They attract the dead, they said. Also bloody big rats. Step 3. Ignition. I filled a washing up bottle with lighter fluid, rigged a spark using my old barbecue piezo clicker, and a fork jammed into a toaster. This is why I failed science. This is also why I didn't die of boredom in school. Got everything set, climbed back into the flat, went upstairs, looked out the back window, and waited. 10 minutes. Nothing. 20 minutes. A cat showed up, sniffed the bait, looked insulted, left. Then, movement. Slow, shuffling, head cocked like a drunk sniffing out a kebab shop. It's a biter, red hoodie, tracky bottoms, missing a shoe and half its face, but still clocking in for lunch. Behind it, 2 more. One in pajamas, one wearing a bike helmet like it makes any difference. They swarm the tray. I flick the switch. Click. Nothing. I flick again. Click. Click. Still nothing. I shout, "Light, you bastard!" And that's when it explodes. Not a huge explosion, just enough to set the tray, the fence, and part of next door's washing line on fire. Zombie in the bike helmet goes up like a bonfire night sausage roll, screams like a boiling kettle, flails, crashes into the wheelie bin. Bin Jesus leaps out like a demented jack-in-the-box, swinging a half-eaten burger and shouting, "Thou art cleansed!" I fall backwards into the upstairs airing cupboard and knock over a bottle of lavender Febreze. It sprays me in the face. I smell like Nana's toilet for 2 hours. Downstairs, I hear groaning, sizzling, and something I think was applause. Bin Jesus now chanting, "Burn the stink, praise the pink," and doing laps round the garden like it's a sports day for the spiritually unwell. I shut the window, sit down, write this. Apocalypse log. Day 2, morning. Operation Lure and Burn, 5 out of 10. Results: 2 zombies barbecued, 1 bin prophet possibly immortal. Fence is gone. Next door's laundry now smells like grief and smoke. Need a new toaster. Still alive, still in trousers, still technically sane. Right now, time for breakfast. Let's see what this mystery tin is. Please don't be cat food again. Chapter 5. Council Estate of the Dead. Day 2. Midday-ish. Sky's doing that weird storm apocalypse style thing again. Big dark clouds, but not a drop of rain. Just static in the air and the faint smell of burned wheelie bin and smouldering cremations. House still standing. Front door still barricaded. Letterbox pans holding. Bin Jesus is chanting again. I think he's trying to summon a roast chicken with interpretive dance. Today's mission? Elevation. If you want to survive the end of the world, you need eyes on the landscape. So I'm building a rooftop lookout. Sounds heroic, right? Tactical, like something you'd find in a military manual or a Mad Max sequel. Reality? It's a broken garden table, a plank of MDF, and a fold-out camping chair tied to my upstairs window with extension leads. I call it Observation Deck Alpha. Colin would call it Health and Safety Violation number 50. But Colin's still missing, so screw him. Right, I climb up, wedge the window open, shuffle out backwards like a reluctant burglar, and plonk myself into position. View from the top. To the left, the burnt fence, now mostly ash. To the right, Trevor's house. He's hung a bedsheet out his upstairs window with "Help" scrawled on it in what I hope is ketchup. Straight ahead, the cul-de-sac. Empty. Quiet. No kids hanging out on the corner. Now that's a good thing at least. Then, movement. 2 figures, stumbling, same old stagger. One's in a Spider-Man onesie, very end of childhood dreams, and the other looks like she wandered out of a hen do and forgot to stop dying, glitter heels and all. They're heading for number 11. That's Janine's place. She always had too many garden gnomes. Zombies hate gnomes, apparently. They knock them over on instinct. One goes flying, lands on its ceramic face, nose shattered. Poetic. I sip my tea. It's lukewarm and bitter, like a pub landlord with a failed marriage. Still better than nothing. Then I spot her. Hoodie woman, Lara from Primark, climbing out of a side alley, dragging a half-broken pallet behind her. She's alive, still fast, still angry looking. She crouches behind a skip, checks her surroundings, and then, I swear, throws a brick straight into Spider Onesie's face. Clean shot. Down he goes like a sack of shite. She's good. Like, terrifyingly competent good. I shout down, "Oi! You want a cuppa?" She glances up, middle finger in the air, keeps moving. Fair enough. Tea's a luxury, trust's extinct. I write it all down. Apocalypse log, day 2, afternoon. Rooftop lookout operational. View, crap. Survivors, 1 badass hoodie lass, 0 Colin. Zombie tactics, poor against bricks. Observation deck Alpha surprisingly comfy. Bin Jesus now sunbathing in foil. I take one last look over the estate. Kids' bikes left in gardens, windows smashed, smoke rising over the chippy. Somewhere down there, someone's singing Sweet Caroline, badly. The world's gone absolutely tits up. Still, I've got a roof, I've got tea, I've got Susan on standby and 3 more mystery tins to get through. Could be worse. Could be raining. Chapter 6. The Great Piss Bottle Spill. Right. Afternoon's dragging. Sun's dipped behind the cloud line like it owes someone 10 quid. Everything's got that end of days beige to it, like the light can't be asked anymore. I've decided it's time to face my greatest enemy. Not the zombies, not the hunger, not even Denise's voice echoing in my skull like a passive-aggressive poltergeist. No, today I tackle the hygiene problems. See, water's still running, but I don't trust it. Tastes a bit metallic, like licking batteries through a sock. So I've been rationing the bottled stuff, which means no flushing, no shaving, no proper wash since the telly died. I've been piss bottling, like a proper bunker lad. 2-litre bottles, screw tops, lined up in the kitchen like amber trophies of shame. And here's the thing, they were fine, neat, labelled, tucked behind the fridge. Until I kicked one. Full force, bare foot, knocked it clean over, cap loosened, sloshed everywhere. Hit the skirting board, spread like a tactical urine tsunami across the lino. I screamed. Not a manly scream, something between a wheeze and a toddler who dropped his ice cream. Grabbed the mop. Forgot I'd taped the kitchen knife to it for the stabby mopper. Nearly impaled the fridge, slipped on the puddle, landed arse first in a pool of my own shame. Then, and this is key, the bottle rolled, hit the hallway, tipped another one over. Chain reaction. Dominoes of doom. Piss everywhere. I ended up using 3 tea towels, a bag of rice, and an old pair of jeans to mop it up. Febreze helped, temporarily. Lavender piss mist is still piss. Midway through the cleanup, Bin Jesus knocks on the back window. Casually, like he's borrowing sugar. He's holding a dead rat in one hand and a tin of pineapple chunks in the other. Says, "I come bearing peace and fruit." I say, "Not now, mate. I'm knee-deep in failure." He looks down, sees the chaos, nods slowly like it's all part of a larger prophecy, then whispers, "Even the chosen must empty their vessels," and walks away. That's the worst part. He's not wrong. Apocalypse log, day 2, late afternoon. Bottles of piss, down from 8 to 4. Floor, scrubbed but emotionally stained. Bin Jesus now smells faintly of rotting rat. Moral, don't skimp on lids. I sit down, shaky, sweaty, spiritually bruised. My trousers are damp, not saying with what. Let's not dwell. I crack a tin, chickpeas in something orange. Chew slowly. Taste nothing. Possibly trauma. Still alive. Still relatively upright. Still wondering why I didn't just die in a funnier way, like choking on a quaver or being crushed by a novelty mug collection. But no, this is my life now. Rooftop sentry, tin diet, and a piss-slick hallway like a pub toilet floor after a stag do.
Quick one before we carry on. If you're enjoying proper Prepper FM, do us a favour. Give us a like, share it around, and hit subscribe. It really does help the channel grow and keeps this kind of content coming. And if you fancy it, drop a comment as well. We might even get back to you. Right, let's get back to it.
Chapter 7. If you're hearing this, I'm either dead or eating jam out the jar again. Right. Night's crept in like a dodgy fart in a lift. Slow, silent, inescapable. Sky's purple-black now. Air feels thick, heavy. That dead sort of stillness you get just before someone opens a portal to hell or drops a takeaway. No more groans outside. No movement. Even Bin Jesus has gone quiet, which is worrying. Last I saw, he was sniffing the rat and humming "Total Eclipse of the Heart." I've locked all the windows, double barricaded the door, used the last of the duct tape to secure the back hatch. Also taped up my trouser leg, just in case that damp patch tries to travel. Tonight's meal? Jar of jam, strawberry, finger-dipped. No shame left to spoon it. If anyone finds me, know this. I died doing what I loved, stress-eating dessert spread like a feral dog. I stare at the wall, then at Susan, then back at the jam. Thought about leaving today, briefly. Thought I could make it to the Tesco Express 2 streets over. Then I remembered. I've got the cardio of a filing cabinet and the balance of a pub stool on gravel. One wrong move and I'm a pavement buffet. Still, can't stay in here forever, can I? There's a drip, somewhere in the flat. Probably sink, might be my brain. Apocalypse log, day 2, night. Jam eaten, 3/4 of the jar. Thoughts of escape, 4. Actual planning, 0. Bin Jesus, last seen whispering to a half packet of custard creams. Outlook, sticky. I lie back on the sofa. Well, what's left of it? One cushion, one spring. Smells faintly of old beer and stale Monster Munch. Susan's propped against the coffee table like an old war buddy. I pick up my phone. Still no signal. Just the lock screen. Monday, 2:04 a.m. Feels like I've been trapped in Saturday for weeks. If you're hearing this, I'm either dead or eating jam again. Possibly both. And if I do make it through the night, I reckon it's time I did something stupid. Like go outside, find Colin, find Hoodie Girl, find someone who knows what the hell we're supposed to do when civilization's gone and all that's left is tins, knives on mops, and bin-dwelling prophets. Right, that's enough for tonight. I'm sleeping on the floor, less bounce, more dignity. Sort of. Chapter 8, Colin's back, and so is his tooth. Day 3. Somehow still breathing, still itchy, still mildly sticky. Woke up on the floor with a cramp in my lower back and dried cat litter stuck to my cheek. Susan was resting on my arm like we'd had an argument and agreed to disagree. Lovely. First sound I hear? Not groaning, not wind, not bin Jesus baptizing the wheelie bin mousier. No, this is a knock. 3 taps, precise, human, maybe. Or the world's most polite zombie. I creep to the door, stabby mopper in one hand, bottle of Febreze in the other. If it's death, I'm going down lavender fresh. Peep through the spy hole. It's Colin, or a Colin-shaped meat sack. He looks rough, sweaty, pale, wearing one trainer, one slipper, tracksuit bottoms, jumper that says, "World's ugliest uncle." It suits him. He's holding a Greg's bag and smiling, which would be lovely if he hadn't also grown a very dodgy-looking canine tooth on one side of his face. Sharp, pointy, not very Colin. I open the top latch. All right? He looks up like I've just offered him a bacon roll and a second chance at life. "Mate," he says, "you're not going to believe the last 2 days." "Try me." "I got bit, but just a nibble." "Colin, that's like saying Chernobyl was a light spillage at a Tesco aisle." He holds up his arm, bandaged with a Sainsbury's carrier bag and masking tape. There's blood, a lot of it, but no obvious decay, no eye rolling, no hunger stares. So I do what any seasoned survivor would do. I open the door, slightly. He limps in, nods at Susan like she's an old mate, and immediately trips over the mop handle, lands flat. Greg's bag flies open. Inside? 1 sausage roll, 1 bottle of Coke, and half a custard slice. Crushed. I stare at him. He grins. "Told you I'd bring breakfast." 10 minutes later, we're sat at the table sharing lukewarm Coke and a sausage roll that might be sentient. I poke it with the fork just to be sure. Colin talks. A lot. Apparently he made it to the park, got cornered by a group of slow ones, lost his phone, hid in a bush, then found an open co-op, looted the bakery section, and holed up in a storage shed with a woman who only spoke in riddles and cat noises. He says the bite's fine. I say, let me see it. He refuses. I say, show me the bite, or I throw you out the back and let Bin Jesus judge you. He sighs, unwraps it. It's not great. Swollen, purple, bit oozy, but not necrotic, yet. I dab it with antiseptic and duct tape a tea towel to it, because that's modern medicine now. He thanks me, says he's sorry for being a tit. We sit there, two idiots, one bite, half a custard slice. Apocalypse log, day 3, early morning. Colin, back. Bite, suspicious. Trust level, medium-low. Sausage roll, chewy but morale boosting. Greg's bag, now bin lining. Escape thoughts, paused until further notice. He's asleep on the floor now, snoring like a wounded walrus. I've barricaded the door again. Susan's on my lap. And I'm wide awake. Watching, listening, wondering if the first proper decision I've made since this all started was the wrong one.